heard about Christmas Island or Cocos Island? And what are the speciality about these two islands? All these two islands, they are Australian external territory, and those islands are situated near Indonesia, Java, Sumatra in Indian Oceans. And the speciality about those two islands and the archipelago are the abundance or endemic state of availability of red crabs. Red crabs are the special type of red crabs which are known for the mass migration during the breeding season of rainy season. Other time, all these crabs resides in the forest, in the burrow, and they maintain their burrow in the moist conditions by covering the burrow hole by some soils. And their activities are limited only in the daytimes. In the night times, they remain inactive. And inside the burrow, they accommodate themselves by keeping themselves in the good humid conditions and also in the lower temperature than the externals. And this is their adaptation to survive. But what is special about this species is that the mass migration during the rainy season, during the breeding seasons. And during the mass migration, so what happened? The male crabs just went ahead 1 week near the seashore in order to dig some holes, and after digging holes, then their female counterpart come in the seashore, and after digging the holes, the male crabs always save the burrows from the other male competitors, and after mating for the 1 week period, the male crabs again return to their burrows inside the forest, but female crabs just wait for the incubations of the eggs inside their womb, and thereby the larva, the egg, develop in different state, and afterwards those female crabs lays eggs in the burrows, and then they also follow their male counterpart and go to the burrows in the forest, and the eggs laid in that burrows ultimately goes to the seas, and larva developed. In the different stages of the development of the larva, it develops. It takes another 3-4 weeks until the larva is developed enough to become the small baby crabs, red crabs. And then the red baby crabs started their journey towards the forest in the land. So this is the unique examples of land animal to be present, to be persistent in the sea or the water only during the breeding seasons, but otherwise they are the diurnal, that means active in the daytimes only and lives in the land. And during that mass migration journey, there are natural reductions of their populations by virtue of getting at the hands, at the mouth of some predator. Earlier, there seems to be no predator in that Christmas Island or the Cocos Island, but right now there are the presence of the yellow big ant, which are also migrated from the other land, Africa, West Africa, and they are the reason for destructions or the reductions of those species red ant. These red ants are very beautiful species, and there are need for the preservation of these species particularly. Once it was believed that it had more than 48 millions of the populations only in this Christmas island. But later on, it has been reduced by the attack of invasive yellow ants. And earlier, before 1900, it was believed that their natural predator was one kind of the special ant in the land. But failing to adapt it in the new scenario, new environment conditions, those ants, those mice, those special type of mice had got extinct, and that's why the populations hugely increased that times of the red ant, and now again they are on the verge of extinction, and the local government is trying their best to preserve those particular species in those two islands. And really it attracts the enthusiasts from all over the world to know about them, to research about them. And really you can imagine the roads, the seashore, all becomes dry in the red colored during their mass migration in the breeding seasons. Really interesting, isn't it? So just like many other amazing and astonishing things happening in the nature, this is also very much interesting things. And let us preserve this special kind of species, because in the nature every species, every items are necessary to maintain the proper balance and peaceful coexistence. Otherwise, by one way or another way, humankind will be also affected. My dear friend, stay awesome, stay happy, and stay always be jovial and smiling. Bye. My honorable friends, if you like this video, please subscribe the like button. Your subscription is always inspiration for us.